Hello everyone, happy New Year's Eve. It's Janice and I am going to show you how I made my hairpin. This one is silver. It's made out of silver paper because I don't have silver UD or anything. I just have the clear because the UD does come in other colors. I haven't found any anywhere, but I know you can order it online. Anyway, what I'm using is the silver paper from Recollections. Well, this is the Christmas one, but they do sell it in packs of 8.5 by 11 at Michael's. And that's what I'm using because I find it works really well in the Cricut, so that's my paper of choice. And what I've done to it is taken, this is just a piece of fun foam, thick fun foam. And on the back, I just take my embossing tool here and just break up the fibers just so that that's just how I like for it to look. It just kind of gives it this kind of, I think it looks kind of leathery looking. But you don't have to do that. You can do it without actually doing that step. And I just like to shape it that way. So you just do all the petals and you do as much or as little as you like, as much or as little as you like. I'm just going to do the centers here. And then, here you go. Okay, and then if you don't like those wrinkles, you can take the side of any, just any tool. Could be a marker. And just do that. And if I didn't say, it's the Flower Shoppe cartridge what I used for this. And this is flower number 5. And I only did the 3 layers. I didn't do those single petals that you can make. Okay, so now I'm going to start twirling this in this is called a twilling tool. Not twilling. I don't know why I always do that. Quilling. Q-U-I-L-I-G. Quilling. And all it does is just helps you to twist it up like this. You don't need this. You can do it with a paintbrush or just, twist it up onto itself. Anything like that will work. Okay, and then this is where you would glue it. Now, my glue gun, I'm sorry to say, is seriously malfunctioning, and I just don't know what to even think of that because it was working earlier today and now it's not heating up. So I don't know. I may be in the market for a new glue gun. I love that one. It's a cool shot and it doesn't heat up too much. Okay, so what I do is I just kind of let it uncoil like that. And that's it. Okay. Now I'm not even going to worry about glue because these 3 pieces are going to be kind of like, be glued together, so to speak, with this UT, okay? So my UT is already warmed up in here. It does have a heating light. I like that, and it lights up when it's heating, and then when it's done heating it will go off. Okay, and so there's my UT. It is really golden because it's been in there for a while. I've been trying to film this video for a few minutes, keep getting interrupted by this, that, and the other thing. So what I'm gonna do is just dip the flower in there, and it kind of bubbles up. It looks a little scary when you first do it, but it's okay. It does that. And just want to make sure it's I don't always dip it all the way in like that. I was trying to get all the petals coated. And then I'm going to let this cool a little bit, and then I'm going to connect it there. See how it's not connected? Okay, so I'm just going to let that cool. This stuff is really hot. Trust me, I know. I've burned myself already. Not, you know, emergency room level or anything like that, but enough to for it to hurt. See all those bubbles? That's okay, because when we hit this with the heat tool, we will pop those air bubbles. And just let it drip. Okay, and then this one should be, it's still hot, but it's not so hot that you can't hold it. Okay, and then now I'm going to put this one in there, and I'm just going to use that wax as the glue, and we're just going to dip it in there, and I'm using my tweezers. Definitely want to use tweezers for this. Just let it drip. This one should be okay to touch, and I'm just going to set that on top. Okay. And see how there's a little piece there? That's all going to get taken care of. Okay, so the dipping part is pretty much done. I'm going to turn this off, and I just leave the UT in there. I could, you know, dump it out on here and let it cool and then put it in a baggie for later, but I've just been leaving it in there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is heat this part up a little bit, just to remelt the wax, and then just hold it there. Ow, 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 ow. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that hurt. Really hot, really hot. Sorry you had to see that. Okay, so just hold it there a little bit. I don't want to put my finger there. Yeah, that really hurt. Okay, so, ooh, my finger right there. I'll be okay. All right, and okay, so I have adhered that now, and it's quite bent there, but that's okay because we can reheat it again, and it's really, when it's still warm, it's still very, what's the word?
Hot.
Very hot, but it's also workable. You can kind of, moldable is the word I was thinking of. So, and if it's not moldable enough, you can just heat it up again, and just be careful not to burn yourself. But, and it could even crack if you do it too much, you can crack it. Okay, all right. And there's actually a part of this that did not get... Adrian, this is really hot, okay? I don't want you near here. Please.
I'm touching. I'm just looking.
My son is joining us. He has finished with his bath, his last bath of 2011. Okay, so I'm trying to get it over here, but Okay, so all of that will get smoothed out in a second here, in a moment. Put a little bit too much on there, but we will take care of that. Okay, so what we want to do to glue it is dip the bottom part in here, like that. And I'm making sure not to touch that wax with my fingers. And I'm just setting it on top of this one. Okay, now if you want to put this flower together, I have done it before where I just put the flower together beforehand and then dip the whole thing. And you can do that because I've done that and it works. But because of my problems with my hot glue gun, which is definitely not working, we're going to have an issue in a second. So, okay, so now we're going to heat this up again just to kind of smooth all this out. And I don't know if you'll see the bubbles. Adrienne, this is really hot. I want you to please not put your head there. Yeah, hot. Okay, so it's really
oh no, it's gonna drip.
It's okay if it drips.
Thanks.
So I just want to kind of, this one's, I just want to kind of heat it so I can kind of mold it. Okay, I don't want you to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to mold this and shape it to how I want. It's really very hot still, but just being careful here how I do this. And you can see those little chunks there. Those will get taken care of. Just going to keep on doing this, and it's still pretty hot, but not really you know, hurting me or anything. And we can take those little chunks and cut them off, and then we can heat it one more time. Just to smooth it out. And just, okay, and then this is the clip that I used that I found at Walmart. But I got another message I got a message from someone who said that at Sally they sell these in a package of like 100 for $3. So I'm going to Sally tomorrow because that's a great deal. And I have one very close to me. So I will be using Sally for this. Okay, and so the next step, so my flower is pretty much kind of how I want it. You can see there, and I can still mold it, still a little bit hot. And I have a chance to kind of mold it however I like. I like the earlier one a little bit better. it's different. Each one is going to be different. So, so I'm just kind of messing with this. And I'm trying to think about what to do about my glue gun. Can you please go over there, Adrian? Thank you. Well, let me just show you what I would do. I don't know. I'm very disappointed in my glue gun. I have another one I can heat up, but I don't have, you know, I don't want you to have to wait. Obviously, I wouldn't do that to you. So I put the ribbon right there, and then I would put the glob of glue right there, and then put some glue here and here, and just kind of push it down, and that helps to keep it in place. And with this one, I kept the pin, the hair clip, hidden by the petal. And I don't know if that's going to make a difference, and if you can, you know, whether or not you can see the clip when it's in your hair. So, glob of hot glue right there. Set it down in there, then put some glue behind this little wing and this little wing, and then that will hold it in place nice and secure. So I hope that helps. I hope you enjoyed that video. Try it out, and we'll all be looking fabulous in the new year. So thanks for watching, and Happy New Year. Bye.